You have hit play, and thank you for lending me your eardrums. As Teacher Says, I'm going to bring you actionable steps for you to live and learn in these uncertain times. This week, we're going to talk about unemployment, student loans, and my new Facebook group, Building Budgetary Lives. I wish it was a little bit more upbeat this week, but it's not. I'll see you after the drop. Okay, I am back, and it is so good to be here after a whole week of a whole lot of uncertainty. So before we go any further, make sure you hit that subscribe button right there. Yeah, you hit it for real. Thank you. And then also like and rate the show. It is important to get a lot of subscribers just because I want to get higher rankings in iTunes and or Apple Podcasts, and also, man, I just want to be seen. Hey, so at any rate, let's get right to it this week, because we've had a whole 7 days of a whole lot of uncertainty, and there's so much going on, I don't know where to start. So let's start with unemployment. There, unfortunately, is a lot of employment right now due to mass layoffs because of COVID-19/coronavirus. Unless you're living like in, I don't know, an underground cave or something, that has been all on the news feed. Honestly, the plus side of that is that's why I've been consistently publishing episodes. Like, I'm here, I have time, and fortunately in my household, we are not unemployed at this time. I have employment. My school district is setting up a plan for us to teach online, which is fine with me. And there's that. But claims for unemployment benefits have gone through the proverbial roof. There has been over 3 million claims in the last week, according to Business Insider. .com. Anything I give you, I like to give you guys facts. I don't do fake news. So my source for this is Business Insider. There are a lot of people who have been filing for unemployment, and I do understand that process has been expedited because so many people are filing for unemployment, and they're saying this is the worst of the Great Recession. We are losing 800,000 jobs per month. So this is at least an order of magnitude that's even worse. So let's talk unemployment. Fortunately, it hasn't happened to me in a long time, but I was unemployed back in the early 2000s. I got an unemployment check. It's a process, because of the situation that's going on right now. At least it's expedited. It's my understanding that there's a lot of hurdles that you previously had to jump through that you no longer have to jump through, because so many people are unemployed, especially if you're working like the travel industry, entertainment industry, anything having to do with that. So what is your plan of action? I mean, honestly, my first step would be look at your state's labor department and find out what is the process for you to get unemployment checks. So you can start in that process, prioritize which bills should get paid. My own personal belief is line up all your bills and decide which one it should, what is the priority. For me, it would be having a roof over my head. So that would be number one, and then work your way down. Like, even in my own life, I got some really good news this week. Or in fact, today, not even this week, today. I was thinking to myself, like, what in the world am I going to do regarding childcare? Like I said, I'm fortunate that I'm home so I can watch my kids. That's not the issue. The issue is that I had been paying for an absolutely wonderful aftercare program that also provides daycare for those kids who are in pre-K or younger. And they decided to shut down. So right before they shut down, I paid, this was before they announced that they were going to shut down, we paid bi-weekly. So I paid a full 2 weeks tuition, and I was like, oh. So after I found out they shut down, I was like, oh, okay. So I was thinking to myself, like, what am I going to do when tuition is due, which would be tomorrow? On one hand, I absolutely love this child care facility, but on the other hand, they're closed and I don't have money to be wasting at this point. So fortunately for me, I got an email today that said they don't expect payment, that they're closed down, but it did have me thinking about the people who do work there. And I'm like, they are stuck between a rock and a hard place. That's crazy and most unfortunate. So, regarding my unemployment tips, my actionable item would be to, number one, file. As soon as you can, file. Find out, because this is, I'm gathering most of my listeners are in the United States. We're all in different states. Look at your state's Labor Department website to find the process of what you need to do to file. My second actionable step would be to go ahead, prioritize your bills. Like, let's keep it funky. You're not going to be able to pay everything. I know I was in that situation when I was unemployed, but I would give a little bit to everybody. So, for example, let's say you have a $500 car note. Hey, give them $100. Give them what you can to keep them. At this time, my personal belief is they're not going to be trying to repo your car. Again, this is my belief. It is not verified or anything. So I would, like I said, pay what you can, because when things do get better, they will more than likely come after you for what you didn't pay. So pay what you can. I would contact your creditors, lenders, whoever, and let them know your situation so they won't be bugging the hell out of you. Again, this is uncharted territory. It's unprecedented. So I don't know what they're planning on doing. Are they planning on leaving y'all alone? Are they planning on bothering you? I don't know. But the mature thing to do is contact your lenders, your credit people, and tell them, like, this is the deal. I'll give you whatever, just for your own peace of mind. Because the last thing you want with all that's going on is a bunch of creditors calling you, bugging you about when you plan on paying, blah, 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 skip. And then my last actionable step, like I said, would just be to make the money last. I would look at places, grocery stores to shop that are discounted. So that means this would be the time to stop shopping at Whole Foods if that's where you're going. No shade, but I personally don't like Whole Foods. Like, they're very expensive for what they are, and their hot food bar is cool, but the rest of it, I'm like, this is a lot of money. So start looking at that, like, be thrifty. If you go to my blog, I wrote a blog post about thrifting. I went and bought a whole bunch of lounge gear, which is coming in really good right about now. And even I go out daily for walks that I was chastised by yesterday. Anyway. But for me, it's like a mental thing. Like, I know, and I am a homebody. I keep it really, really real. I don't really, well, let's put it this way. I thought I was a homebody until all this coronavirus stuff has popped into the airwaves, and now I'm like, take that back. I can be home for a day, 2 days. After 3 days, I need to get out. So, like I said, I've been going out for walks, which is kind of like cool, but it also was annoying because it started to rain here in the great state of Maryland, and I couldn't go out for my walk. But yeah, so I gave you my actionable items for unemployment, and let's go on to our next topic, which is it's more of a positive topic, I guess, even though we are in some uncharted territory right now. But our stimulus package has been approved by the Senate, so I believe it's a go. And I have an article that has a little ray of sunshine, I guess you could say, in this package, and that is that Congress has paused student loan repayment for 6 months. That's something that I didn't even know about until today. So my source for this is Forbes.com. Like I said, I'm not pulling things out the air. And in the Forbes article, the takeaways are that you're allowed to pause payment on your federal student loans until September 30th, 2020. Now here's the kicker. You're not going to have interest on your federal student loan payments through September 30th, 2020. We're going to go back to that point in a second. So that's 6 months of federal student loan payment pause. So these are my actionable steps for you. Well, let's look at it twofold. for those who are still getting steady paychecks from their job, I would actually advise that you pay the student loans, because the kicker is, going back to what I said initially, no interest on your federal student loan payment through September 30th, 2020. So no interest. So I don't know about you, but going back into maybe like 2 episodes in the past, go back and listen if you haven't heard, where I was going into my rants about Dave Ramsey. One of the tools that I learned from Dave Ramsey was to prioritize your bills by putting them in order from, lowest payment. But you have to, the smallest amount you have to pay back. I'm trying to blink. I want to word that better, but, whatever. And also the loans or the payments that you have with the smallest interest, right? So when I was doing that, I discovered that my student loan interest rate, wasn't at the midpoint. It wasn't the lowest, but it definitely wasn't the highest either, right? So I'm thinking like, wow. So you mean to tell me for the next 6 months, I can pay off my student loans, but I won't have to worry about the interest rate? Like, So like I said, if you're in a position to still pay off your student loans, I personally would not advise you to stop, because you're getting 6 months of payment, with no interest. That's pretty phenomenal. My other takeaway with this too is make sure that you contact your lender. I don't think it's just an automatic pause. I do believe you have to call and tell them you want it paused. So just keep that in mind as well. Now, if you are unemployed, then definitely take advantage of this and don't worry about paying your student loans for the next 6 months. Just call your lender, tell them you want your student loans paused for the next 6 months, and I believe that should be that. So, yeah. So that's my actionable item in regards to your student loan repayment for the next 6 months, and that's really, really phenomenal. I guess you could say perk of our $2 trillion coronavirus stimulus bill. Yeah, like I said, that's like the one positive thing. That the Democrats proposed to have $10,000 of your loans forgiven, which honestly would have been a lot better of a deal for me, because I'm very close to, if they would have approved $10,000 of loans forgiven, I would be very close to paying off all my loans. In fact, I probably could pay it off in the next 12 months, but it is what it is. So you take what you can get and leave it at that. Now, before I move on, let's talk about podcasting with everyone at home. So, yeah, as a side note, I am running the show. So on the plus side, I'm getting consistency, but on the negative side, I'm getting a lot of interruptions. So, yeah, if you hear footsteps or kids yelling mommy, then that is to let you know it's really real in the field. I am home. We're all home. And it can get loud. And I have to go make lunch in a few. But I'm going to finish up the show before I do that. All right. So the other portion I wanted to mention in my show today is I'm going to leave a link in the show notes to a Washington Post stimulus calculator that's going to predict how much money you're going to get in this coronavirus stimulus bill. I tried it out and I was like, that's nice. I don't know honestly what I plan on doing with the money. I know, they want you to go spend, like Fashion Nova has been emailing me consistently with cute little outfits for lounging in the house, but keeping it real, no, I will not be buying Fashion Nova outfits. I don't know. I want to do something smart with my money, and I've been sitting on it, thinking about it. So I guess my actionable step would be to decide what I would be doing with the stimulus bill. Now, this is unverified information, but it is also my understanding that they're going to direct deposit the money into your bank account. So the government will be asking for your banking information. Again, I have not verified that information, but I spend a lot of time, because all I have right now is time on my hands, listening to NPR and the New York Times, and that was something one of the analysts mentioned. So I'm not exactly crazy or thrilled about that idea, but Oh, and backtracking also, and I should have mentioned this in the previous segment about student loans. If you are a person who defaulted on a student loan and you were getting your wages garnished, they have put a pause to that as well. So you will not be getting wages garnished in the next 6 months. So yeah, just thought about that. But going back into the calculator and what you should do with your money, this is kind of going into something that, once again, self-promotion, that I blogged about, but right now is the time to learn something digital and smart. Like, this is definitely proven that the economy, I don't know, I'm not an economist, but stuff don't feel quite good right now. So, for example, this is a step I did a couple months back, and I'm so glad I did it. I set up a class on outschool.com, and no, I'm not being paid for this promotion. But I'm glad I did that because in these uncertain times, it's good to have something to lean on. And I'm super curious, like, why I'm not setting up the class, or I should set up the class right now. Meaning it's set up, I just haven't pressed the button to basically publish and let students know that I'm out here and I'm taking students. For this class that I have set up on outschool.com. So rewind. What is outschool.com? Outschool.com is a online learning platform where you set up classes to teach to people out there on the internet. I believe it's mostly geared towards kids and teens. I don't think it has classes for people older than 18. But again, I'm not 100% sure. But the number one priority that you should be doing right now is turn Netflix off. I mean, yes, I love Netflix, but I have been spending all this time I have walking, exercising, learning a skill, promoting. Like I said, I have a class set up for OutSchool. I'm very tempted to go ahead and publicize it and try to get students and see what happens with that. My only concern is I have nothing but time. I'm about to lie to you all and say the time. No, I have time. Just, creating a block of time to go ahead and teach those classes, as well as dealing with interruptions, because there will be a lot of interruptions right now at home with the house. Everybody's here, so I don't know, just something to think about it. But if you have time, which honestly you have nothing but time on your hands right now, I highly advise that you go to teacherces.com. That's TEACHERCES.com, and look at some of my past posts in regards to making money online or multiple streams of income. A few years ago I was doing merch by Amazon, creating t-shirts, designs. I did okay. I never did really, really great on that. But, it was one of the streams of income I had until a few days ago, where they paused the program for, I think it was 30 days, I think. So, like I said, it was no sweat off my brow because I wasn't really making that much money on there anyway. But it's nice to have, a small stream here, a small stream there. Because, like I said, I have multiple streams of income, but nothing crazy, not a lot of money from any of them. Not enough to retire or anything like that I would like to do. But, in these uncertain times, it's definitely a smart move to do your research, find something that's good for you, and go ahead and open it up as a stream of income. I have one of my most popular Pinterest pins is about Google's free classes. You can look that up in my blog and learn a skill right now. I know everybody keeps talking, Netflix, this is on Netflix, that's on Netflix. I can't sit around and watch Netflix all day. I would snack, and it just wouldn't be good for my waistline. So I don't. But I do, like I said, spend my time learning, reading, doing something smart, I don't know, not to say Netflix isn't smart, but you know what I'm saying. So once again, I'm going to leave the link to the Washington Post article for the stimulus calculator so you can predict, or you can see how much money that you should get. So I think this is a good place. Oh no, before I wrap it up, make sure that you join my Facebook group. So being that time is something I have more than I'm used to right now, I've created a Facebook group called Building Budgetary Lives. In that group, you're going to find a link to a few freebies I found during our coronavirus crisis. Especially my most favorite links are the freebies, I should say, are the freebies for exercise. Lots of free apps for the next 30 to 60 to 90 days. And, that's good. Peloton app, I think I said it last week, is amazing. It really is. I'm like really in love with the Peloton app. Hopefully I'll have time to go out for a walk today, but I was feeling a little blah. No, I don't have corona, but yesterday, I didn't get to walk anyway. It was chilly and I think it was raining, but I'm looking forward to walking with my Peloton friends. Like I said, I wish I had the money for the bike or the treadmill, but I don't. But like I said, the app is a really good substitute, and there's that. So once again, I'm teacherces. Make sure you subscribe to the show. Rate and like would be absolutely fantastic. Apologies for the next couple weeks with all that extracurricular noise in my house, because I even hear them running upstairs. That's my children. So pretty confident I'll see you again next week. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye.
Crazy Creole time!
So random. You know what? Like I said, I don't like to edit. I'm just
Mommy,
real right now.
Mommy.
And I'll be right back.
Mommy.
All right. I was saying